Hello, 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 everybody. Hello. Welcome in. Good to see everyone. Welcome, welcome. Ooh, uh-oh. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can get myself sorted out here. We'll get a little bit closer. There we go. Sorry for everyone's ears. Hello, hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Hope you're hydrated. Oh, I'll continue to hydrate here. Thanks for that. Always a good reminder. Mm-hmm. Hello, hello. Well, welcome, welcome. I did just come over from the TikTok. So for those of you who had joined me over there, always thankful for that. I thought I would hop on over there real quick and give a hello out there before I came on over here. So, well, welcome. Hello, Christopher, Jen. Hi, Kristen. Hello. Oh, Kathy. Hello, Kaya, Cynthia. Welcome, Kathleen, Mama Llama. Well, welcome in, everyone. Good to see you all. Back again, back again. Oh, your car started. Oh, I'm glad too, Murray. Oh my gosh. Wow. We've got a fingers crossed moment, right? Oh my goodness. I've been there. Who I've been there. I've been there many, many times. So I understand that. Hello, Lee. Hello. So tonight I just wanted to kind of check in with everyone. We had not too busy of a week this week, which was really good. I'm thankful for that. Hello, John. Good to see you. We did have a few things going on this week. I did kind of do a little review over on TikTok, and I'll just kind of recap what I was doing over there. But for tonight, I wanted to take just a little bit of time and kind of chat with everyone about, some of the grand jury questions that have been going on. Long drive from TikTok. Oh, I know. I'm exhausted. I tell you, I'm exhausted. And they don't pay for gas either. Mileage isn't included. Oh, my goodness gracious. What a week we've had, everyone. What a week. So now, earlier I had started by reminding everybody, in case anyone forgot, the National Association of Black Journalists, that entire thing, that convention, was this week. So as a friendly reminder, it's only been a week since that happened. So that's really how we started our full. Oh, thanks. Oh, John, that's so sweet. 2 for tonight. Oh, I know. A little bonus extra tonight for extra fun. But this seemed to have made the rounds, but it kind of has quieted down a lot. I'm not sure if anyone else has really heard anything more about this, or is it just it's been a long week? I agree. Has it kind of been put to rest, has been my question. It was a really big deal at the moment. In the moment, it was a really big deal, but it's kind of passed by a little bit. So, oh my goodness gracious. Oh, that's so sweet, so sweet. You made it. Welcome, Hitch. Welcome. It was absolutely atrocious. It's pretty bad. It was pretty bad, and it seems like any kind of ads or attempts to try to make this not as bad as it was really didn't work. Did not turn out well for them. Yes, he definitely dug in. He dug in on that one. So that was pretty bad. My big question, though, has anyone heard like why he did it? That was my big question. I've not been able to really find a definitive answer on why he did it. I had some guesses, but has he said anything? Oh, thank you so much, Jamie, appreciate that. Oh my gosh, is it the pair with the headband again? Oh my gosh. No, I love it. I love it so much. Oh. Oh, you're so sweet, Kristen. Oh, doing the hard work. Oh my gosh, of course, of course. I'm happy to do that. The water bottle. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, the water bottle was a lot. There's so much I got lost. Great sense of hope. There does seem to be a lot of hope. He wanted to be in the meeting. It was the only way. He just keeps saying weird things so he can't stay on one subject. Oh my gosh, the accuracy. The accuracy. That's so true. He can't. Not one word on why he did it. Okay, I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure. I kept thinking, like, there must be a reason, right? Lack of self control. So many questions. Oh, well, my thought had been like he thought he would be able to get up on stage and be like, whatever, I've got this, and then things just went awry. But I didn't see any necessarily strict reasons why. He doesn't know policy and he hates people, so he did what he knows. That's true, and he played the victim. Oh, that's so true, though. That's so true. We don't have a lot of policy discussions. He was supposed to be trying to win over some black voters. Yeah, well, I think that was like initially what it was supposed to be. His campaign is probably broke. I haven't heard a peep since July when he bragged about June. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. And he's not really been out on the campaign trail very much. That was the other thing. I'm wondering if this, after he did this, like he had to go back to Florida and just like recuperate from it, because he was only in Montana. He only did a kind of a one thing there and didn't really have much after that, or before that really. Couldn't answer one question or issue. Yeah, I agree. I agree. He's going to get cheap and free publicity wherever he can. Oh, that's a really good point. Being a jerk means he gets free news coverage. Okay, okay. Shouldn't say anything untrue in the question. Yeah, I agree. Hello again, Sheila. Welcome, welcome. He would, he's scared. Well, I mean, it's getting ugly, everyone. It's really getting ugly. In my opinion, I think it's not. He said, how, really? He's losing his mind. Oh no. Yes. Well, we definitely have some questions here. We have some questions. Now, we have the Democratic National Convention. I think that's what's called. I can't remember, everyone. I don't know what it's called, but that's coming up not this week, but next week, I think, right? So they still have that coming up. But then really, it's technically, we're not supposed to really hit the full campaign full on business until about Labor Day is usually how it goes. Making out to be some Rambo superhero. Strong ladies brought him down. Oh my gosh, so true. Oh my gosh. His new lawsuit against the New York Times is a joke. Now, I haven't heard of his new one against the Times. When did that one come out? Oh my gosh. He's just not sorry for letting his real self fly. True. He's already lost his mind, especially with the sharks. The 19th and the 22nd. Okay, all right, so it's coming up. It's coming up. Got it, got it. Yay, Suze, you're back. Yeah, it's coming up. So, we'll see how things go. And I think, again, we talked about this a little bit earlier, but we've got two very different campaigns going on here, everyone. We have Mr. Trump, I think, trying to regain his former glory and doing the strategy. Although technically, I don't think he's even doing the strategy he did in 2016. In 2016, he was like flying all over the place, having all of these rallies like all over the place. And now he's really just not going down in a helicopter. Yeah, I saw that. So the reason I found is concentrate on the most pressing issues facing the Black community. Oh, all right. Well, hopefully. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not sure he achieved his goal. Well, maybe he did. Maybe he did. I don't know. Yeah, the helicopter situation, that was a weird thing going on there. He's in his fat Elvis phase. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Montana with softball questions. Well, and that's an interesting thing too, was, he did have that press conference at Mar-a-Lago. And, I don't know. I thought that was kind of a weird thing. And in my opinion, as someone who studied campaign law and, how campaign trends have worked, like that's kind of a weird thing. Like you call people out to your house, like which other president, in my memory, I can't remember what former president has like a room or a wall that's like set up for press conferences. You know what I mean? Like I I can't think of anyone that's ever done that. And then it was kind of like it didn't really seem like a policy, explanation. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. So in the helicopter, yeah, the helicopter situation was also a mess. Yeah, it was odd. It's because they're weird. Well, and not the fun weird. It's okay to be weird, but not, the fun weird's okay. Oh my goodness gracious. When did nominees call a press conference? Ooh, that's a good point, Navy vet. Ooh, excellent point. That's a really good point too. I can't, maybe Ross Perot. I mean, maybe because he like would talk in his house, I guess. But I really just can't think of anyone where that was like okay to do that. He's beyond weird. Yeah, I mean, he's like in a little different territory. He's like, I don't know, extraterrestrial weird, but that's not very nice of me to do that. I shouldn't be mean like that. That is uncalled for. He's doing his own thing. He's doing his thing the way he wants to do his thing. And I just found it fascinating. His setup there that he's got, and he's making his posts out there. And I guess the bottom line of the press conference was he was willing to do the debate. That's what it sounded like to me. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like he was like, okay, I'm going to do the debate. That was the whole purpose behind that. All the networks covered it. I find that a bit shocking. Yeah, we're in kind of a weird place with the media, in my opinion, with that too, because I don't know. I mean, that's a great question. Should the media be live following? Should be covering it live? That's a good question. I mean, I'm not seeing the fact checking that we once have seen. And I would have appreciated that, I think. If there had been some fact checking going on, I would have been like, okay. But it is kind of weird how it's the sensationalized kind of like car wreck that you just are like drawn to. Like you don't want to see it, but you can't look away. Lawrence O'Donnell takedown of the media on that. No, I've not seen that. Someone say they shouldn't have given him so much time to talk with no real time fact checking. Well, that's a good point. Didn't he go on a 2016 vibe? Well, I'm wondering. That's the thing. In 2016, like he was all over the place, and I feel like he kind of went after it like he had nothing to lose in 2016. But there's a lot on the line now. He's definitely got a lot on the line. He didn't let mainstream media in. That's interesting. I didn't know that. RFK Jr. about the bear. About the bear? What? I don't know if I did hear about the bear. I don't think so. Have to watch. Okay, I'll take a look. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. I don't really watch, a lot of newsy stuff, but yeah, I'll definitely take a look. I thought it was interesting. This whole scenario is interesting from a Oh, thank you, James. Lawrence O'Donnell was very angry that the media played the entire thing live with no fact checking and didn't show Harris's speech live. Ooh, really? Okay. Well, now I'm definitely intrigued. Definitely, I'll have to take a look at that and see what was going on with that. So yeah, and it was at the same time. Okay, the bear's gross and weird. Oh, I don't know if it's gross, everyone. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm ready to do that. RFK, he's got some interesting, what? Had a bear carcass he left in Central Park. What did he do that for? That doesn't seem right. What? Come on, people. What are we doing here? Oh my gosh. Okay, her speech was later than the conference. I'm going to have to check that out. I'm fascinated now. I'm absolutely fascinated. So I will have to check that out and see what was going on there because I think it was a very interesting situation. Mystery solved about the bear in the park. I don't know, everyone. That's hinky. John Oliver last night did a great piece on Sunday. Yeah, and I've got John Oliver's one of my favorite people. I need to go back and double check and see. It was roadkill that was too spoiled to clean and put in a, oh my, VC, no, no, that did not happen. That did not happen. He said it was a prank. What is happening in this world? Oh my gosh. He hit a bear cub. Oh, he hit, oh no, not a cub. Oh my gosh. All right, everyone. Hold on, I need to make a note. Lawrence O'Donnell. Okay, number 1. Number 2, bear cub. Bear cub. All right, I'll look it up. I gotta look it up and see what's going on there. Oh my goodness gracious. Negotiating the fact checking, but he blamed. Oh, really? That's very interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah, I would like to see more fact checking, everyone. I think we are not fact checking enough. I would like to see everybody fact checked. I think, you know, I don't care who it is that you're fact checking. If it's about a bear cub, let's fact check it out. I think at this point we just have to have that. Told Roseanne Barr on the video. Oh, all right, all right. Roseanne Barr. Oh my goodness gracious. Someone's writing this all down for history books. I don't know. It's hard. I don't want to know about it. I don't want the history. But of course. Oh my gosh. RFK Jr. stories from, all right. Yeah, that's the source. That's so interesting. Oh my gosh, everyone. All right. Interesting. So one thing that I was talking about over on a TikTok that I wanted to make is weird. It is weird and not the fun weird. History books are going to be wild, but I know, oh my goodness. So one thing we're talking about over on TikTok, everyone, that I wanted to remind everybody about was we have this order on the special purpose grand jury out of the Trump RICO case in Georgia, right? And I don't think it's getting enough press. I think we need to bring it back. Let's set a trend. Let's set the trend again. If they had turned on a light at the beginning of the speech and turn it off when the truth is spoken. Ooh, that would be interesting. Although you got to be careful with that kind of like strobing effect, right? Yeah, be careful with that. So this report, everyone, you know, I went through this a year ago when it came out. It was a really big deal when it first came out. And we have it as an exhibit here. This is the special purpose grand jury. Remember, there were two grand juries that were pulled in Georgia. So, which was so smart. I think that was such a great way to do it. And when the grand jury was first put together, they had set out a list of all of the names of people that they had wanted to indict. And many of them were indicted, but many of them were not indicted. And so I wanted to just remind everybody about all of the people who were not indicted in Georgia and that could potentially face charges later, but also just to remind everyone how in the Arizona case, just because they had recommended certain people being indicted and they weren't indicted didn't necessarily mean that, you know, that was totally weird. Although it's kind of weird. But all right, so let's take a look here. First of all, with respect to the January 2nd phone call from President Trump to Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, which I would love to play that audio again, but I tell you, I get dinged so many times when I play that audio. The grand jury recommends the district attorney seek indictments against the following individuals. So Donald Trump was there, and then Cleta Mitchell, who was not indicted, everyone, which, you know, was the big deal. So Trump and Cleta Mitchell, with respect to the persistent, repeated communications directed to multiple Georgia officials and employees between November and January, grand jury recommends the indictment of Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani here. With respect to several legislative hearings held before the Georgia legislature in December, we had Rudy Giuliani and Jackie Pick. So here's one, and she actually got more votes. I'm assuming it's a woman, but she got 21 yays. Now Giuliani and Cheeley were charged, but this Jackie Pick person was not charged. Was not. Yeah, I may put it up in here, Kaya. I'm wondering if I have it actually, the live that I did. We'll see on that. But I did do a couple actually. So Jackie Pick, if anyone knows who that is, was not charged. And I need to put a star next to the names of the people not charged because I'm wondering if they're cooperating. This person must be cooperating. And then we have William Ligon. He was also not charged. And then in the same connection, we recommend seeking an indictment against Ray Smith, John Eastman, and Scott Hall. And they were charged. So next, with respect to harassment of Ruby Freeman, the grand jury recommends Travion Cuddy, Harrison Floyd, and Stephen Lee. They were all charged. So with regards to the workers. And then with respect to the gathering of Republican electors at the Georgia State Capitol on December 14th, and the representations made by, as well as documents submitted by that body, the grand jury recommends the district attorney seek indictments for the following persons, including votes. So let's take a look at this list again. So we're saying these are the people that the grand jury wanted to indict but did not. So let me just circle the people who were not indicted. Cleta Mitchell, which again, she was so involved. I'm wondering, she's got to be one of Jack Smith's number one people that's going to be testifying. Texas cases, interesting. Okay, so Cheeley was charged, Smith, Hilbert, I can't remember. I think Hilbert was charged. Kaufman was not charged. Eastman, Cheesebro, Schaefer. And then we had, so it says alternative slate here, or alternate slate. And the alternate slate is 2 dissenting jurors believe the electors should not be indicted for doing what they were misled to understand as their civic duty. So here are the other people who were not charged. So Joseph Brannon, Vicky Consigliano, Carolyn Fisher, Burt Jones, Gloria Godwin, Mark Hennessy, Mark Amick, John Downey. Now, Kathleen Latham was charged because she was charged with a whole bunch of stuff. Brad Carver, Sean Still was charged, and C.B. Yadav. So all of these people were not indicted that were actually recommended to be indicted by the grand jury, everyone. That's a lot. That's a lot of people. Trying to figure out how Pick was involved. Keeps showing up in Texas. That's interesting. All right, so we have all of these people, and then, all right, the next up we've got, with respect to the post-November 2020 election events, took place in Coffee County, including access to unauthorized persons in county voting machines, and the data collected therein, grand jury recommends the following. So Kathy Latham, Misty Hampton, Scott Hall, and Sidney Powell, and they were all charged. Sidney Powell, of course, has already pled out in that case, so she is sorted. Then we've got, with respect to the national effort to overturn the 2020 presidential election, focusing efforts on Georgia, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and District of Columbia. Grand jury recommends seeking indictment on the following persons. Now, we've got indictments on Giuliani, Eastman, Cheesebro, Trump. Cleta Mitchell was not included. Jen Ellis, who has pled out. Mark Meadows, David Schaefer, Ray Smith, Lynn Wood. Lynn Wood has not been indicted, and he had 20 votes against him as well. So 20 of the jurors were saying that Lynn Wood should have been indicted. Lindsey Graham, Sidney Powell was, Cheeley was, Michael Flynn was not, William Ligon, David Perdue, Kelly Loeffler, Latham was charged, Hampton was charged, Hall was charged, Boris Epstein was not, and he is the one in Arizona. And then Jeff Clark was, Kurt Hilbert. Now then we've got Stephen Lee. I think Stephen Lee was. I should have brought my picture in. But anyway, Travion Cuddy, Harrison Floyd, Alex Kaufman, Joseph Brannon again, Vicky Consigliano, Dallas attorney podcaster. Really? That's interesting. Carolyn Fisher was not charged. Burt Jones, Gloria Godwin, Mark Hennessy, Mark Amick, John Downey, Brad Carver, Sean Still Was, and C.B. Yadoff. So these people with the circles are the ones that the grand jury recommended, but were not actually charged. And then here it says a majority of the grand jury believes that perjury may have been committed by one or more witnesses testifying before it. That's a pretty big deal, because if they're going to use those same witnesses actually in the trial, then that's not going to be good for an actual trial jury to hear that. The grand jury recommends that the district attorney seek appropriate indictments for such crimes where the evidence is compelling. So I think that's a really important piece as well, that we've got some perjury questions. So the grand jury was just straight up, we didn't believe some of the witnesses here. Super wealthy GOP longtime county, really? Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, yikes. And then they've got the conclusion here saying that they appreciate all the hard work that went into all of this. And then they set out the different pieces of the Georgia Code. So I thought that was really interesting. I thought that was very, very interesting. So if you are wondering again why Arizona didn't go forward and indict Trump, I think it's good to take a look at this special investigation by the grand jury in Georgia. All right, now the other thing, because I kind of went through a lot of this already, everyone, so I won't really repeat it. I think everyone was with me earlier, but we also have this new order for Mike Lindell. So does everyone remember Mike Lindell? He really got into some troubles. Mike Lindell. So he was sued by a guy because he said, "Prove me wrong," right? Prove there was some kind of fraud. And yeah, the My Pillow guy, and then I'll pay you $5 million. So I wanted to take a look. It's very short. It's just a couple of pages here. But this order just came out 2 days ago out of Minnesota. So let's take a look. Here we go. So regarding Lindell Management, in this matters before the court on petitioner Robert's request for reimbursement of the attorney's fees incurred in bringing his motion to compel responses to post-judgment discovery. The court held a hearing on a motion on July 17th and largely ruled on the motion from the bench. During the hearing, respondent admitted that it had not provided any responses at all to petitioner's interrogatories. So Mike Lindell had not answered any of the discovery. Though respondent produced a handful of documents in response to petitioner's document requests, it did not provide comprehensive response to those requests, failed to produce any written response or objections explaining why the documents were withheld. So we have another situation just like Giuliani, where the information was just not given. During the motion hearing, the court narrowed the scope of the petitioner's interrogatories document requests on the grounds the requests were overbroad and unduly burdensome, in that they sought irrelevant information from third parties. The court then ordered respondent to respond to petitioner's interrogatories and document requests as narrowed. The court reserved ruling on petitioner's request for attorney's fees pending receipt of a written accounting of the fees petitioners incurred in bringing the motion. Petitioner filed this written accounting on July 23rd. Respondent filed a response objecting to it August 7th. Petitioner seeks $12,800 in attorney's fees for 16.1 hours billed at a rate of $800 per hour for work completed in connection with his motion. Respondent admits there's no dispute that the responses have been delinquent, and similarly does not contest the accuracy of petitioner's time records. The court finds an award of fees under Rule 37 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedures warranted for these reasons. Respondent requests a modification of fees to be awarded, however, on grounds that the court validated its major objection to petitioner's request and narrowed the scope of discovery. Courts apply this approach and determine reasonable attorney's fees here, and then he's just going through and quoting case law. Petitioner has not produced any evidence or affidavit supporting his requested rate of $800 per hour. Without more, the court cannot conclude $800 per hour is in line with reasonable rates prevailing in this community, which I was holding my tongue here because $800 seems excessive. And I was like, wait a minute, $800? What's going on? Which firm do I need to work for that to be okay? Oh my gosh. So, applying a rate of $350 per hour after noting that counsel's declaration did not offer any specific opinion regarding the prevailing market rates in the Twin Cities legal community for comparable cases, and further did not point to any affidavit from another local practitioner offering any opinion regarding reasonableness of the requested rate in the Twin Cities for a case like this one. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's, if we're in the Twin Cities, I don't know. I mean, we're not really rural, but I don't think $800 anywhere in Minnesota per hour, I don't think is appropriate for this kind of a hearing, at least. Based on the information in the record and the court's own knowledge and experience regarding prevailing market rates, taking into account the uncomplicated nature of this discovery dispute, which is the other thing, everyone. The question was, did he give any information? No, he did not. Done. I mean, it's not like it's a really in-depth thing that they need to research. The court concludes that an hourly rate of $400 per hour is most in line with those prevailing in the community for similar services. This is more appropriate, absolutely more appropriate. So $400 per hour is much, much more appropriate. Next, the court agrees with the petitioner 16.1 hours is a reasonable amount of time to expend on the motion to compel of this nature. However, a party who achieves limited success is only entitled to recover reasonable fee commensurate with results. So, because the court found petitioners' discovery requests were overbroad, so they actually did draft too broad interrogatories, petitioners refused to narrow the scope of those requests, contributed to the costs he incurred. The court applies the 30% deduction to counsel's hours for purposes of calculating attorney's fee awards. The 30% deduction from 16.1 is down to 11.27, having determined the fees will be awarded at a rate of $400 per hour, 11.27 hours of work. The court finds petitioners entitled to $4,508 in attorney's fees. So I think this is an exceptional example of what can happen when attorneys are trying to get a little bit bigger bang for what their buck is really for. All right. So based on the foregoing, on all the files of records, it's ordered that petitioner's request for attorney's fees is granted in part and denied in part. So respondent is directed to reimburse petitioner for $4,508 in attorney's fees pursuant to Rule 37. So he had originally, the attorneys had tried to get 16.1 hours at a rate of $800 per hour. And the judge said, well, no, we're not going to do that. We are going to do $400 per hour, and we're going to knock some of these hours down because you guys were the ones that made it take so much time. So this is how the calculations came out. So I thought that was a very interesting, very interesting moment here. They won't see, well, maybe not, but at least there's a holding there, there's a finding. And again, you know, not every situation, even though I'm not a fan of Mr. Lindell, I'm not pro Lindell by any means, but I'm also not pro attorneys trying to like throw one over on other people. And that bothers me a lot. It doesn't matter which side you're on, you still need to be appropriate. And just because you're in federal court doesn't mean you're getting to pull $800 in per hour. So I think that this is an appropriate order. I think Lindell will probably be pretty upset about it, but this is actually a pretty decent win for him if he kind of would adjust how he's viewing it. So he still has quite a bit left on the defamation cases here. Yes, the defamation cases are still ongoing, Cynthia. These are just for attorney's fees for not actually filling out interrogatories, which is still at the beginning of the case. So he still has all kinds of defamation issues going on. Yep. So that was my other big piece that I had was Lindell had the order for attorney's fees, and the attorneys, you know, kind of screwed up their request here, so they need to do better next time. Do better, attorneys. Yeah, I mean, I get it. We're not really necessarily good at math. I mean, I say that in general, But I feel pretty comfortable saying that. But on the other hand, you still have to be able to calculate your fees. Yeah. Okay. I don't understand. So is he getting money back or he has to pay? So Lindell hasn't answered the questions asked by the other party. Because of that, the attorneys had to bring a contempt hearing in which the court had to rework those questions and say, Lindell, you need to answer the questions. Because those attorneys had to bring the hearing, they said we should be paid attorney's fees by you because you didn't answer the questions. So the court came in and assessed how much those attorney's fees would be. So this is, again, just one piece of a very long process of going through this entire lawsuit. So he has to pay attorney's fees for a hearing because he didn't answer questions, and the judge had to tell him to answer questions. Yeah. So again, that's another illustration of how the legal system works. Oh, sure. You bet. You bet. You bet. Yeah. Again, we kind of got to be careful about how we're doing our fees and stuff. I have concerns about my legal community, everyone. I've got concerns. Big concerns. So that was really it that I had for the update for tonight. The only other thing too is to remind everybody, if you are wondering what's going on, and I'm moving to the DC Trump case, everyone, all right? If you're wondering what's going on, this docket is back up and running in DC, and you can check on it. We do have a date change. Judge Chutkin has moved the joint status report to August 30th, so she's pushed it about almost 3 weeks down the road, and then the conference will be September 5th, so she has moved the dates. She hit the ground running too fast for everybody. so Jack was like, can you slow down? And she agreed with that, so she has filed that. But this this docket is back up and running in the DC case. So it'll be interesting to see how she takes care of it because she's busy. Their docket is busy in DC. I mean, you have to remember that too. Like, they're not just like not doing anything. I mean, she's got stuff to do. So I think it'll be interesting. We should see some more orders coming out too to kind of clear up some motions as well. So we'll see how it goes. But this again, this DC case is definitely in play at this point. So goofy laugh. Well, better a goofy laugh than no laugh at all. That's my thought. Am I right? Oh, gone. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm excited too, everyone. I think this will be really interesting. I want to see where Jack's point is coming. We've only gotten the New York perspective on the immunity decision that came out of the Supreme Court. So I will be interested to see how the feds will view it because the feds haven't come out with a perspective yet. So I'm anxiously waiting for that. Oh, the trolls. Yeah, the trolls can come by a little bit here and there. It's definitely not, yeah, they do. The trolls aren't as bad as they are over on the talk for sure. Yeah, they come out, but not as bad. So that's kind of nice. It's still pretty peaceful over here, in my humble opinion. Yeah, I would say it's pretty peaceful, for sure. Definitely better. Yep. So, does anyone have questions? We should do like a little Q&A here before we wrap up for the night. We've got Q&As for anything that's been going on for this week. Any questions or concerns? Although I've got a lot of concerns. I have a lot of concerns. Green troll face. Oh, that's funny. Need a troll? There's a bridge in my city. Oh. Well, just give it time. It takes time for the trolls to find the bridges. What do you think about Trump? Good question, Jacob. I've not really seen much information, so I'm going to need to have some kind of, I need to research that more. I'm not really sure how that went down, so I can't even come up with a thought process on it yet. I don't think anyone should be hacked. I think that that's not okay. I'm against the hacking. Status fraud case in New York City. Right. So that case, the most recent thing that happened in that case was there was a recusal piece that was set out for Judge Engeron because he had spoken to an attorney in the hallway in the courthouse. And Judge Engeron was super pissed about that request for recusal. And he smacked it down and he said, of course, I'm not going to recuse myself. And this attorney's an idiot. So that was the most recent motion that had been going on. Barbara Jones, who is kind of watching over the finances over there, she's still continuing to file her reports. So we have we just are kind of waiting right now. But I think the big piece was they were trying to push Judge Engeron out, and that's not working. What's the first day of trial in DC? We don't know because she is still waiting to get a status update. So we won't have that status conference until September 5th. And then after that, she'll be able to set out which conferences or which hearings she wants to have. But we're way too far away from setting a trial date out. We are at a point now where we're just trying to figure out the strategy for arguing the immunity case still. Gives me life. Oh, Hitch. Oh, that's so sweet. So, his email got hacked because he sells. Well, he does. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not a big. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I'm like, leave people's stuff alone. But what can you do? If you've been covering the Google Trust case, I have not, Hitch. I have not because it's too much. I've got some PTSD from trust cases from law school. So I promised myself I would never deal with it. It looks interesting. I'm going to kind of wait for some finality and then we'll probably come back and do a review of it. But I'm not really fully covering it at this point. Will we see evidence for the DC case before the election? Great question. I think we will. Mama Llama. I think when we start seeing filings and getting ready for some of the hearings, I think we'll start to see some of the information. Absolutely. Yeah, I think we will. I think it'll be great. Yeah, whenever we're dealing with any of our adversaries hacking into stuff, it's like, I'm not, I try to stay a little bit away. For some reason, I feel like if I talk about it, then they'll come for me. Even though, I'm no one with nothing. I still feel like, I'm like, no, they're going to come for me now. Oh my goodness. Ooh, VC, spicy tonight. VC. Oh my gosh. Oh, come on, Suze. Come on. Oh my gosh. I'm not saying you're right or wrong, but I'm anti-hacking anyone. I'm against that. I'm against the hacking. Oh my gosh. It's a problem. It's definitely a problem. I wish we had better rules, and I wish we had a better way of dealing with that. I wish our security was better. I don't understand why our security computer systems aren't better. The airports got hacked, like our colleges get hacked. Protection in place. Allegedly have 200 pages on JD. Oh, interesting. Just desserts. Well, fair enough, VC. Fair enough. I think, and that I enjoy a nice piece of spice as well. I do. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's okay. We can all be spicy. We can be bland. We can be, whatever we want to be. It's okay. Oh my goodness. I think that's all right. Either way, however you want to do it. Oh my goodness gracious. But that's really it. That's all I've got for Can't Stop a Hacker. They're too good. That's a great. I wish we could. Hacking happens because low don't ask for confirmation. Vance is in for on Ashley Furniture clearance. Oh my goodness. VC. Oh my gosh. So the bad guys are ahead and the law is trying to catch up. It seems like it's always that way. It seems like the law is always trying to run and catch up. Human error is the number one reason. Good point, good point. You know, my mom told me this interesting information, which I can't say too much about, but you know, back when the computers, like the old school computers, where the computer took up the whole room kind of situation, like people were hacking those, like even back in the day. So, like, it's not something that's new. I just keep thinking, like, can we get something? Can we get something to like put a break on that or something? Yes. So Jack Smith is appealing. Yes, yes, and we should be seeing something from Trump within the next couple of weeks, just acknowledging that he knows that it's being appealed. Only so much you can do to protect data before it becomes inaccessibly expensive. That's a good point, Jennifer. That's a really good point. Sometimes I don't even put enough emphasis on that. Oh my gosh, VC! Oh my goodness gracious. VC! Oh my goodness gracious. What is happening out there in the world? AI for security is not the best. Oh my gosh, I know. So I'm worried about the AI situation. The AI situation's not the best. Easy passwords to break. Trump's 12345 password. Oh my gosh. We all know somebody like that, don't we? 123 password. password. Or extra hard, password twice. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so funny because it's true. Oh my goodness gracious. That shade. Oh my gosh. You know, I would have to say Mr. Walls, you know, was walking the line a little bit when he was discussing that the other day, for sure. Oh my goodness. M&Ms and hot dogs. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to have to. Oh my gosh. Well, with that, everyone, I will go ahead and sign off for tonight. Oh my gosh. I've got tears streaming down my face. Well, thanks for coming by, everybody. Always a pleasure. Always fun. Always good to see you all. I will be back again, same time next week on Saturday. I'm hoping to have more, I should have some more documents coming down. This next week, we should see some movement on a few things. So this week was okay, relatively calm, had some stuff going on, but you know, this next week, I think the next couple of weeks, we're going to start to see some movement. And as you all know, once things start picking up, then it goes a little bit crazy again. So we kind of are in the calm before the storm, in my opinion. So, furniture catalog. Davey, you guys are killing me. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'll sign off for now. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you all for coming by and hanging out with me. And I will be back again next week. Yes, Falcon is streaming right now, is my understanding. So go and hang out. That sounds like that would be a lot of fun. So take care, everyone. Of BC. Oh, I love it. Have a wonderful night. Can a couch sue someone? No. Well, let me think about that, actually. Let me think about that. Oh, my gosh. I will see you all again very soon. Take care, everyone.